don't know if we have enough network. Let's see.
You don't know Opera?
Yeah, okay. I think we have got, we have got some people coming on the line now.
Are we live now?
Yeah, we just started, I guess. It just went live, so. Okay, we have, okay guys, so welcome to the conversation. We have a very special guest today with us, and you have an opportunity to ask your questions. So stay with us. We have one more guest running with us, Vishal Gupta. You must have seen him on other channels on the panel discussions. So, okay, we'll start in 2 minutes. Let anyone join in. Oh wow, so Dinakar is saying hello Vishal and Amit.
Hello.
He just added our names to the party list.
So we have 23 people watching us right now.
Hey, Crypto Conversation fans. Happy Sunday.
I think this works.
You can just maybe take your chair here next to me.
And we will read the chats from here.
How come you didn't post on Facebook saying you were going live now? Need to sync it, bro. Yeah, I was on it in January. IOTA news update. Finally, audio and video clear.
Okay, this is actually being shot from the mobile phone, so that would be one of the reasons why you can see the clarity. But I'm glad you guys can hear me. Is the audio clear? Can you let me know?
Bitcoin.
Can you guys hear me
20K.
properly?
Yes,
So these are
Kumar.
the chats
Bitcoin to
we can
20K. Definitely. It's already been there. We just need to hit it again.
A lot of questions already.
Wow, nice. Questions are always nice.
Dude, you gotta blast your Facebook people. Tell them you're live. You never did that.
I think I should. Okay, guys. Just before we start, I just want to check if we are audible enough. Can you let us know in the chat box? And do invite other people also, because I see a lot of people asking me questions on what is the status of cryptocurrencies right now and things like that. Indian scenario, global scenario, what are happening with these ICOs, what are happening with these new coins. So we're going to talk about all of those stuff. And also we have some special announcement as well from Vishal and Amit about Crypto Tour, India Crypto Tour. So we're going to talk about that as well. Yeah, clear, audible. Okay, great. So Vishal, thank you so much for giving your time.
You're welcome.
Welcome to Crypto Conversation. Amit, good to have you.
Hey guys.
Right, so Amit, my first question is for you. So you have been traveling all over the world.
Switch off the fan.
Switch off the fan, okay. Something distortion, okay.
I think this will be better.
Okay, there is already a question on GeoCoin.
GeoCoin.
Geo, J-I-O, Geo.
Yeah. Cool. Amit, so you have been attending these conferences across the globe. I mean, I see you like attending so many conferences. You just went to North America Bitcoin conference, I guess.
Yeah.
So how do you compare as to what is happening in the global space, and how would you compare that to India? Where do you see India as of now, and what are the opportunities do you see in India?
I think that India is on the same footing as the rest let's compare North America to India. Mm-hmm. I think India is on the same footing in terms of interest, right? I think India actually may have more developer interest than North America. The one difference, and Vishal and I always talk about it, is I don't think North America is paying enough attention to what's happening in India. Indians and Indian cryptocurrency community know what's going on in North America. North Americans don't know what's going on in India. So from that sense, I would say, Indian cryptocurrency community has a much more growth trajectory ahead of it.
Right. So you see India being having that potential compared greater potential compared to
huge potential.
Right.
I think more potential. I think more money will be made in crypto coming from Southeast Asia than it will be from North America in the next decade.
Okay. So Vishal, I want to understand from you. There have been so many exchanges in India right now, and how do you see? So there was some issues recently about withdrawals and deposits. So people were not able to deposit quickly or maybe withdraw quickly. So and there were some issues. So can you just talk us through on the regulatory part of it and what are the?
So what is happening with the banks? It's got nothing to do with regulations. It's just a bunch of banks who feel insecure about handling Bitcoin accounts. So I think there are a bunch of about 8 or 10 banks which have come together and said we will not support any business that does cryptocurrency. And I mean, we asked them question in terms of whether there was any government directive to them. Obviously, they've denied that there was any government. They basically have done it out of their own peril. So I think that's created a temporary ruckus and situation. But I mean, the good part is half of the exchanges are still functional. Zeppay, Uno Coin are still processing transactions. Yeah. So I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it will create a long-term problem potentially. But we don't see it as a temporary headwind, not a permanent problem.
Right. Yeah, you rightly said. So these problems is actually from the banks, not actually from the regulatories. And this is something I guess John McAfee the other day he tweeted. I saw his tweet and his tweet was like, guys, don't worry. It's nothing happened to it. It's just the Indian banks are not supporting it. And that was the only way why it crashed a little bit. So
I wouldn't take John McAfee very seriously.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah. I think he's a very accomplished gentleman, but I think he's still learning his ropes in the cryptocurrency industry. So and plus he's got no connect with India directly. He's been talking to some people, and
was he behind BitIndia?
Yeah. I think he was advising BitIndia.
What happened to BitIndia?
I don't know. They haven't started it as yet. As per their roadmap, they were supposed to put up an exchange in India by the end of December.
Did they raise money?
They raised enough of money.
They did?
They did. So they had an ICO right from September.
How much did they raise? Do we know?
I think a couple of millions.
That's not much.
Yeah. Maybe about 50 million plus or something. Because the ICO was on for like 3 to 4 months. BitIndia.co. But we haven't heard whether they have set up an exchange or things like that. So, great. We will pick up some questions. But before that, Amit, let me ask you, there are EOS has been something that I've been very excited about, right? I actually took a part in their ICO and I have been really waiting for, specifically because this is called like a Ethereum killer, but I still think that there is a place for both of them to exist. Of course. There's not really a competition, but and recently the price of EOS has grown like anything. How do you look at EOS?
I see EOS as an alternative to Ethereum. It's another application stack that you can add to the stack. My investment thesis behind Ethereum was Dan Larimer. Yeah. He's already coded 2 of the fastest blockchains, both top 40 blockchains.
BitShares and Steemit?
BitShares and Steemit. This is his 3rd project. He's backed great advisory team. Right, he's got a good advisory team, and EOS is going to be significantly easier to code than Solidity on Ethereum, is what they're saying, right? So I just think if it's less friction coding, more developers will join. They seem to be doing the right things by having, they've already announced 2 venture funds, one by Galaxy, Mike Novogratz in New York, and the other one is Eric Schmidt from Google, his Tomorrow Fund.
Oh.
So they have a very good, what is their strategy? They're just going to fund a bunch of applications to run on EOS. And another advantage about EOS that I think is good is no transaction fees.
Right.
So owning the coins is going to be like owning real estate.
Right. I think they're also launching the mainnet in June, is that right?
Correct.
I think it's going to be big after that. Probably the price of EOS, I think, really booming after June once they launch the mainnet. How do you see that? Yeah.
I mean, I think realistically it'll peak a little bit before because people will buy the rumor, sell the news. So it'll peak a little bit before the launch, but it's going to stay up.
All right.
So I think when you invest in cryptocurrency, for any smart investor, the fundamental thing to look at is the value of the technology that any project is proposing. I mean, the first thing is where's the value of the technology, and second is whether the team is capable of executing that idea. So those are the two fundamental requirements. Now, in terms of pricing, whether something will grow 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times, that's subjective. But if you do strongly believe that blockchain is here to stay and decentralization is here to stay, you're looking for projects which are promising some real value. And as long as you're investing in those, any of those projects, you're probably going to end up doing well with some of them.
So basically projects which are well driven by technology and team and community.
Because when you're buying tokens on blockchain, fundamentally you're investing in the technology by owning that token, right? At the end of what blockchain is doing, it's created an alternate settlement mechanism where we can now instill trust in society and people can verify different kind of transactions for each other. Now, how efficiently is a particular blockchain executing that particular task is what the challenge is. Then we obviously know the scalability challenge, the data malleability, double spend. There are some of these core issues, electricity consumption. So the 5 or 6 of these major issues have already been identified, and anybody who's taken up any of the projects which is trying to grapple and tackle these issues head on are probably projects worth looking at.
So tell me, Vishal, I want to know from you. So one of the major issues that we have right now, most of these blockchains are not scalable, as in they have this scaling issue. You talk about Ethereum, you talk about Neo. Neo is actually setting up an off-chain solution called Trinity. They actually raise funds in China, and you will be shocked to know this. So they did not call it an ICO. They called it a token donation. They called it a donation. And by the way, they sold it off like in few minutes. So all these blockchains have an off-chain solution. So for Bitcoin has Lightning, Neo has Trinity, and you have Ethereum, which is Raiden network. So do you think these blockchains will be able to scale enough in future?
So this is my fundamental problem. Since 2011-12, from the beginning when Ripple came into existence, everybody said Ripple is centralized and that's why it's a pathetic blockchain to be investing money in, because you're investing money in blockchain for an alternate future. But if you're going to allow institutions to own something, then you're not really made any change. So all the Lightning network and all these off-chain solution, I say it's a Rippleization of blockchain.
Okay.
Fundamentally, where you're turning every existing decentralized blockchain into a Ripple-like system. So I don't think that's sustainable. The scalability has to come on chain. I mean, we are talking about concepts like sharding and better network architecture and things that people are grappling with and working with. I mean, that's where the future is, and I think people just need to be patient. There is a lot of innovation and tech work going on around the world, and there are a lot of teams doing a lot of hard work. And I think at some point you're going to see somebody coming out with a chain that will have solved this issue in a decentralized way. So I don't think people need to be impatient and run after every small fix that people are presenting to them.
Correct. So Amit, I want to know from you, so considering the scalability, right? So one of the things that I've noticed is these new blockchains, for example, yours or ADA and Tron for that example, right? So this has been the sales pitch, right? That we are solving this, which is a problem right now with Bitcoin. Honestly, I believe none of these blockchains have actually reached that level where Bitcoin is.
Yeah.
So if you're talking that I'm going to beat that, so I don't think that makes any sense right now, because you're not there yet. So we don't know you. But how do you look at these other projects which are coming up? Which are some of the top tech projects that you look at?
I wouldn't consider Tron. I own Tron, but I would not consider that one of the top tech projects. We have to make a distinction between coins that have very good marketing and business development teams versus coins, what Vishal was saying before, coins with a strong team, right? Tech team. Yeah. So there's this coin Nimic I've been talking about for almost a year now, right? It's a small coin, very good team.
Nimic, okay.
That's why I'm buying that coin. I believe in their project. I like it, right? Tron, look, the guy is executing. He's got Tron. Have you seen the Tron dogs? He's making these cute little Tron dogs. He's signed up partnerships.
Yeah, but that's not going to make people money.
It's not going to make people money, right? But it is driving up the price of the coin. right? I would never touch Ripple. I think it's dog shit because it's centralized, right? So I don't like ADA for the same reasons. Also, the guy behind ADA,
Charles Hoskin.
yeah, was behind Ethereum and another one, but he was the business development marketing guy. And look, I was wrong, right? If I had invested in ADA, I would have made a ton of money. So I think in crypto, basically, you can throw a dart. Anybody can make money. You have to know why you're buying it because it's very volatile. So when it drops 80%, you have to be comfortable in what you bought because if you sell, you lose.
One of the arguments that people present to me that investing in blockchain is like becoming a VC. You put money in 10 coins and one of them will pop 200x and you'll recover your money. So that's a very good strategy. But the key is you're still investing in technology-driven tokens, not marketing-driven tokens.
True, and their success really depends on how well they're able to execute it in future.
So I think it starts with an idea and then goes down to execution. So A, fundamentally is the idea good? B, is the team capable enough of executing that idea? So those are two basic things we'll look at for any investment.
So there have been a lot of craze about ICOs recently. In fact, I mean, on the chat itself, and there have been enough of craze. So see, there are two ways people look at ICOs. This is what I observed. So there are people who are okay not having a great tech, So the idea is, okay, let me buy the tokens. As soon as it hits the exchanges, I'll sell it off and make money, right? That's one way of looking at it. Of course, the other way is like, okay, you look at the white paper, look at the team, you have a longer vision, and then you want to just buy the token and hold it for the long time, no matter what, which side the market goes. I want your view on the current scenario of ICOs. Considering the number of ICOs every day, I think it's more than 200 ICOs every day. Do you think ICOs are bubble?
Yes.
Yeah. When the bubble pops, it could go to, right now we're 560 billion, it could go to 5 trillion.
So I'll give you an analogy for this. Back in 99, 2000, we used to have something called as a .com bubble.
.com, yeah.
That did not necessarily mean the internet was not useful. It's just that people believed too much and people were throwing shitloads of money. Any company that would put a .com behind the name was able to raise 50 million, 100 million overnight. That was the phase of 1999. But what happened after that, because majority of these companies were not doing any serious work, but were raising money from people on back of the hype, 90%, 95, 99% of these companies failed. But through that process, companies like Google, YouTube, Amazon, these companies came through. So if you take an analogy from the past boom, so yes, market, the ICO market is in the bubble, but that does not diminish the value of blockchain and what it can potentially achieve. And that work is also happening. And what is happening is because of this ICO, the amount of capital that has been generated, it's allowing funding of this research and this development. And through this process, you're going to have 5 or 6 real good projects which will come through, which will last the test of time.
So one of the things that I definitely want to share with my audience that if you are investing into ICOs, know these facts. That not all the ICOs that you're investing into are going to be like Google, Amazon, but there are few which can be. So be ready for that. Okay, we'll pick up some. Okay, before that, I heard you talking about the India Crypto Tour. So share something on what that is.
Oh, it's still.
I think you have planned for India as well. So
yeah, like you said in the beginning, I go to a lot of conferences.
Yeah,
right?
You've been to a lot of conferences
for the past many years.
Yeah.
So now I'm here in Bombay always, but specifically on this journey, I'm going to be here for 4 months. Vishal and I are planning a pan-India crypto tour. Okay. And we're still figuring out how and what the format should be, but it will culminate in some sort of pitch competition with a good set of judges and advisors looking at the India crypto scene.
So maybe if there are developers or programmers in the audience, they should be looking out for this?
And investors.
And investors as well. Right, and we will make the announcement as and when it is clarified.
Yeah, put a link
to
a
question
Facebook.
Popping up every 5 minutes. That's about ADA. Why are people obsessed with ADA? I guess some people have really invested a big amount of money in ADA.
Yeah.
Or some amount.
Yeah. So let's take some questions from the audience. Okay. Let's start from the top. Okay, we have Vijay, Darshan, Pradeep, Kumar Gaurav, Vijay, Electronium. Okay, Electronium, I'm not really sure what is it.
To find out about the Pan India Tour, follow Vishal and I on Twitter.
Yeah, please follow them on Twitter. That's the, I'm not sure whether it's visible. So it's @Anirg, ANIRG, and @Vishal. Right. I'll put these in the link.
I forgot the U.
Oh.
I'll put it
So
in the link.
I'll put it in the description below as well. So let's take some questions. Okay. Namaste, guys. Okay.
Let's just go down. I think there's some big question that's come up.
Okay.
It's probably a-
Any insider info?
So the legality of Bitcoin, just to make it clear, Bitcoin is not illegal in India. There is absolutely no way Bitcoin is illegal in India. The only thing RBI has done is clarified it is not currency. That doesn't mean or does not disallow you from trading any cryptocurrency in India. Now, of course, when you do invest money, be precautious about what you are investing. Have some realistic expectations. Stop chasing every 15% rise in any shitcoin.
Yeah.
Because that's going to make you lose more money than make money for you. You know, find 5 or 6 good projects, stay invested, don't worry about the legality. There is a lot of work going on. Legality is a complex issue because different government departments have different concerns. The police has a different set of concerns. The income tax department, the RBI, the SEBI, there are various government departments that needs to come together and sync and frame policies and take accountability on who's going to handle what part of the process. But simple buying and selling of cryptocurrency, there is absolutely no illegality attached to it.
So I think he may be also referring to, he also want to understand that what are the work going on in the background in relation to regulations, any work which is happening in the background, probably that.
So what we are doing on the background is we are doing a lot of work. We've created Digital Assets and Blockchain Foundation of India, which is called the DAPFI, where we brought all major exchanges in India on board to one platform. And we're trying to create some regulatory process that will make government as happy, put the investors at safety and make businesses accountable. At the same time, create the ease of business for businesses. So those are the 3 or 4 set of issues we look at, and still work in progress. This is going to take time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight.
So Steve is asking, is there any lobbying being done for crypto?
We don't do lobby. What we do is we engage with various government departments, try and understand their concern, and we're trying to create a framework, that essentially helps everybody. Building consensus amongst various stakeholders is not an instantaneous process ever. So this is going to take time.
Which is the best low value under $1?
Keeping your money in bank account.
Okay, so he's asking, how important is cryptocurrencies in blockchain technology in Indian scenario as well to the global scenario? Oh, that's not very clear.
So what essentially, the tokens are very important because if you want to create a decentralized network, there has to be incentive for people to participate. So any decentralized network, for its propagation, will have to create some kind of incentive program so people come on board and become witnesses on a particular chain. So they are both interdependent. So tokens and blockchain are interdependent. Now particularly, there are projects like Hyperledger, which IBM is propagating. Please don't confuse it for blockchain. Distributed computing and blockchain are 2 very fundamentally different concepts, and effectively, just like Ripple has, taken on the hype of cryptocurrencies and marketed itself, and tons and millions of people have bought into Ripple without even understanding what Ripple will deliver for them. Don't get trapped between what is distributed computing and what is blockchain. Blockchain has to be decentralized, and the witness program has to be open to all, and anybody should be able to participate out of free will.
What you said is right, Vishal, because I don't think many people understand that Ripple is actually not a cryptocurrency. It's not a distributed ledger.
You don't need the token to use the product.
Right.
Ripple is destined to go nowhere.
Yeah. And one of the things interesting that people look at is price.
Yeah.
I think it's just $1, it'll go to $100.
Yeah.
But you don't look at the supply.
Right.
It's like billions.
Right.
And you compare that to Bitcoin. It's about 20. So Bitcoin is very precious. It's only 21 million.
Yeah.
And Ripple, you don't know how many supplies.
And what does it matter? Ripple's $1, so then buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy. You can buy 60 rupees of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. It doesn't affect your return.
So I think one of the questions somebody is asking is, what is our portfolio? So in my portfolio, I have Bitcoins, I've got Bitcoin Cash, I've got Dash, I've got Monero, I've got EOS, and I've got IOTA.
This is a very interesting question. So I came across Tether, USDT, and they had a news recently. So how Tether works is like their price is always $1. So if their supply is like their market cap is 1 billion, that means they should have a reserve of 1 billion USD. How do you look at Tether? Amit? Is
So
it there have been people who've called it a scam.
we work with Tether Advisor. He's one of our advisors.
Okay.
The guy who founded Tether. So I'll be very careful with what I say. Tether provides a solution to a problem.
Okay.
It pegs the US dollar to Bitcoin.
Right, because that's.
I think in
gives you
that case, what we
convenience.
need is we need a Tether rupee. I think is something we should have, an INRT, right?
True.
Something like that.
Right, that makes it easier for exchanges
Kumar,
to.
you don't hold either, Vishal. Confused.
What is that?
Kumar, can you be more clear about your question?
So,
Yes, Andy, Hyderabad will be on the crypto tour. Definitely Hyderabad.
okay. Hey Steve, what's up? Good to have you. There was.
This is going really fast. I can't keep up.
Sam D put all caps. People receive notices from IT department. Yeah, if you received a notice from the IT department, that means you have to pay your tax.
In Ether from all coins. So the Ether profit calculation works only if you're working with ERC20 tokens. Please don't. No, Kumar, I don't own any Ethereums.
Okay. Is CoinSecure safe or not?
I mean, is it talking from technology perspective or the company perspective? So that's very different.
So I'll share my experience. I
Yeah.
think I did transaction in CoinSecure, and CoinSecure.
I have done many
Yeah,
transactions
so
on
CoinSecure is pretty safe. I think they are one of the member in the blockchain foundation, the recent one.
Yeah, they've been-
Aman Kalra, and so
CoinSecure, UnoCoin.
that's an exchange, I guess. There was one interesting question that I've been looking out for here. That was.
Kumar, just because someone doesn't believe in the coin doesn't make it necessarily a bad coin.
True.
Exactly. I don't believe in a lot of coins, but if there's a big enough community that believes in it, it's like I like sushi, you like Italian, right? Just because I don't like sushi or Italian doesn't mean that that's bad food.
Yeah, so of course, none of these are actually investment advice or financial
Yeah,
advice,
of course,
guys,
yeah, just
right?
making declared
So these are none of these are investment advice, financial advice. Of course, when you're investing into some cryptocurrencies, that should be purely based on your own research, not somebody else's opinion.
The only
Because-
investment advice I would be comfortable giving is buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin every week. Set automatic purchase 100 rupees, 200 rupees every single week, and you will do something very good.
So
for yourself.
Chiranjeev said, "Hi, hello, three of you, and happy Sunday."
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Sure. Okay, let's have some questions here.
Deep wants to know when Ripple market will go up again. Monday, 4:00 p.m.
I just don't track Ripple because for me, as a matter of principle, Ripple is not decentralized. It is not, forget centralized, super centralized, and it's owned by a bunch of institutions. So even tracking Ripple is a waste of my time.
True. I mean, this is the opinion that that's really my opinion. So actually, I tweeted the other day. I mean, I have been repeating this, that if you're investing in cryptocurrency, Ripple, then you are feeding the current banking system.
Yeah, why do you want to do that?
Because Ripple does not provide any alternative investment.
It's philosophical.
You can actually go and buy a bank share and it's the same as buying Ripple.
Yeah.
Okay, Deep's Diary says, when will Ripple market go up again? Okay. Geo is serious? Okay, yeah, Geo. Let's talk about Geo. So,
Geo has not made any official announcement. They are just setting, from what I have heard, they're just setting up a blockchain team. They don't have any definitive plans right now. So there was some kind of an internal leak, I think probably by somebody in their team, and the media just picked it up and blew it out of proportion. So don't take the Ripple Geo coin news very seriously for now.
Someone paid 40 rupees for a question. Is that what happened?
maybe, yeah, super chat.
Yeah,
You can pay 40 rupees. Okay,
Sarada.
thank you so much for the donation, by the way, Sarda.
End of March, mid to end of March is
So what is Crypto Tour when is that?
Planning on
Oh,
doing.
what is Crypto Tour? She wants to know.
Hyderabad. Hyderabad, end of March, mid-March. Not sure.
In
Follow
the
us on
month of
Twitter.
March, okay. We will announce that probably on the website or so. Okay, by the way, Vishal, so we spoke about GeoCoin, right? So I do see a lot of websites which are calling themselves as geocoin.com. What advice do you have? for
Please,
them?
please don't scam your own existence.
Yeah, don't waste your Bitcoin and Ethereum on those.
Any of the geo tokens, because it's nothing official, nothing on record. They don't have a definitive plan. It's more of an internal discussion which has just gone public. And please don't take this news very seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, Lightbucks has an opinion. He said Ripple should be thrown out of coin market.
100% agree with you. So this Uppam, best collection Uppam Mullikam, you're asking a lot about government taxes, currency. Look, no one here is going to tell you what the government's
Yeah,
doing.
because
or
there's
how
no
it's
clarity
working.
So
as-
in terms of taxation, it's very, very simple. You're going to pay your capital. So if, for example, if you bought Bitcoin at $100 and the price went to $200 and you're going to sell it, you probably earned a profit of $100, and that essentially is your capital gain, and you will pay your typical capital gain tax. So you're going to treat taxation of Bitcoin buying and selling just like you would trade of shares in your portfolio for now.
Gaurav is saying if talking Geo, then talk Namo coin as well. So then
So now we're going to fantasy zone.
I would buy Namo coin though. That'll do 10x, 20x return on Namo coin.
I'm only buying coins which are technology driven.
Yeah.
I don't invest it, whether it's Namo or it's Bill Gates or Bill Clinton or Trump or whoever it may be. If it presents a technology innovation, I'll buy it.
Just branding is not enough. I know. I think most of the brandings are done because they want to scam. Because when you brand something like that, you obviously gonna make
I have a bigger problem because some of the good projects, my single biggest problem has been because people have given people $30-40 million, and some of these guys are really young people. Once they get the money and the price of Bitcoin is that $30 million turned into maybe $150 million. Now they don't even want to work.
True.
So that's another irritating part of this that we're not talking about, because what happens is, people end up raising money, people on good ideas, and then they become rich. Now effectively everything they wanted to work for in life is already achieved. They're not working. So people have given money to people who don't want to work.
Right. Because that was the whole intention of doing an ICO, to raise money. They raised enough money that has also gone up in the price. So why there is a need to work now? So how to divide your portfolio with Bitcoins and other altcoins?
So typically my advice is, if you're owning up to 10 Bitcoins, you want to keep 70% of the portfolio in Bitcoins. And if you're really adventurous, maybe 50%, and the other 30 to 50% you'll invest in altcoins which are technology driven. Or there are two fundamental things that you look at when you invest in coins. One is the mining. If it's a mining driven coin, how large is the mining community? And the second thing you will look at, if it's a new project which is an ICO, whether they present a real technology solution to a real problem.
Future of decentralized exchanges.
I think that'll become my opinion, I think decentralized exchanges will become the de facto standard.
The problem with decentralized exchanges again is the settlement. Why? Because you need a database where you instant settlement. Because in a decentralized exchange right now with the technologies, instant settlement is not possible. So I think when we breach that barrier of instant settlement on chain, maybe we can have a functional decentralized exchange.
I think that's the need of the hour anyway. But I guess considering what is happening with Bitfinex,
What we need is instant transfer and settlements, right? Because you need the coin to go from chain A to chain B instantaneously for the settlement to have happened in the market to function, the order book. Because right now, if you buy something off the order book, the challenge you're going to have is probably going to take 20 minutes before the confirmations of Bitcoin.
Before it matches?
Yes.
Before the buy.
Sam, yes, on EOS. I don't know anything about Gascoin. Vishal, if you know about Gascoin, I've never heard of INR Falcon, but I'll look into it. And Kumar, the
10
best
people
coin
best to follow.
Kumar,
Follow
the best-
Vishal, follow Amit.
Don't follow me, just follow your heart.
Kumar, the best coin to put your profits in is Bitcoin. This is my opinion. Sarada, this is Vishal Gupta, and my name is Amit Nirganarthi. We've both been in the Bitcoin space for 5 years.
So, Amit, why don't you share your experience? Because a lot of the people who are just getting started into cryptocurrency and blockchain space, what advice would you give them? Just like an overview, based on your experience.
To find a local meetup
Okay.
in crypto. If there is no local meetup, start one, because that is where you learn the most. That's where you meet people who will eventually become your partners. That's where the best exchange of information happens. I mean, the internet is full of scammers.
Yeah.
But when you actually go to a meeting in person, spend the time and go there, you get real information, and the conversation is that much. I learn everything from meetings.
One thing I do want to share that don't trust everyone on internet.
Don't trust anybody don't trust me, don't trust him, don't trust him, don't trust anybody on the internet.
We live in a data-driven world. Go study the data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best. You already have assumptions. In India, best exchanges for trading.
Right now, you use Zeppe, UnoCoin, CoinX, CoinSecure, BitZozo.
Koinami, right?
Coinome is the
Coinome.
other one, yeah. Powered by
Is
BuildDesk.
BTCX still running?
BTCX is still running, but they have a very slow KYC.
Slow
and,
KYC process.
Got a lot of complaints. So one of the best that I hear from people is CoinDelta, doing pretty good. UnoCoin is doing pretty good. So
Andy, an ICO that I'm seriously looking at is Academy Token. Academy Token. It has a different model. Read the white paper. I don't even want to talk about it, but it's Academy Token. And the problem it's solving is it creates more blockchain developers. Because we have a huge shortage globally of blockchain developers.
So it's called Academy
Token.
.io.
I don't know the website.
Like BitDegrees. You heard of BitDegrees by any chance?
I have not heard of it.
Just curious about how many Bitcoins.
That's a great question, we can.
I keep seeing that
That's
question.
the
Just like,
greatest
ignore.
Guys, it's about generating wealth and creating. Focus on the value, not on the money.
Yeah.
If you're going to chase money, you're going to probably end up losing a lot of it in this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't look at and also with Bitcoin, one thing that has kept me in the space for 5 years is don't look at price.
True.
You look at the number of coins you hold. If you have one coin in January, it is a win. If you have 1.01 coins in February.
So this is the tweet that I read, and I still can't forget. The tweet was like this: the true believers of Bitcoin don't look at its price, because it's a philosophy that you believe in.
Yeah.
It's not the price.
for
So even if it
believers.
goes to $100,
Yeah.
you still want to hold. You still want to support Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is for believers. Everybody else can
Believers.
leave.
True.
Robert, there are no cheap exchanges in India.
Go buy shit
Sorry,
coins.
because if you're going to buy in India with INR, you're going to buy expensive, period.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is. I think it could be cost of procurement or whatever. It could be anything. And that varies from, I mean, South Korea sells it at a very, very high price. I think so. South Korea is the most expensive.
It basically comes down to demand and supply. So that's the irony of it, because there are number of bitcoins are limited. You know, people think buying Bitcoin is easy. I mean, if you really go out there in the market and trying to do off market, you realize buying 500 or 1,000 Bitcoin today is next to very difficult, because nobody wants to sell.
Correct.
Everybody who holds a large number of Bitcoins. 99.99% people don't really want to sell their Bitcoins.
Right.
So typical guy who holds about 100 Bitcoins is probably selling 0.2 or 0.3 BTC to meet expenses, and that's the only Bitcoin that's coming to the market.
So tell us, because I have heard a lot of questions from people about Lightning Network. That Lightning Network will reduce the cost of the transaction, will make it faster. In fact, there was one request that specifically make a video on Lightning Network. Would like to hear from you, Vishal, what exactly Lightning Network is, how does it work, and how do you see the future?
So my problem with Lightning Network is, again, you're going to allow institutions to settle transactions internally and then broadcast it to the chain. So frankly, I believe that's going to turn Bitcoin into Ripple. Why? Because now institutions will run their own fractional banking system on top of Bitcoin chain, which will obviously increase efficiency and allow you to do more. Because I'm still looking for an on-chain solution, not an off-chain solution. Because Lightning Network is an off-chain solution.
Right.
Why? Because you're allowing two private parties to create a escrow-based system where they'll settle, and they'll only settle the difference amongst themselves. So it's like 1 million transactions to and fro. and the gross difference, let's say, is 10 BTC, you know, you're only just broadcasting that 10 BTC transaction to the chain, and you're taking those million transactions off the chain. So the use case in this case could be, you know, 20 exchanges could come on board and create their own private chain, where they settle everything amongst themselves, you know, to and fro. But at the end of the day, they will only broadcast differences that they have to pay, which banks do with RBI today. It's a similar logic.
Right. Thoughts on CME futures and market manipulation?
It's all happening.
Yeah.
Right? There's lots of market manipulation because of the futures, but everybody knew that would happen. It does not affect hodlers.
So I remember the Bitcoin price just shot up to 19K when CME and CBOE group, they announced the futures trading, and then it's been stable over the last 1 month. So we don't see any further growth because Nasdaq just announced that they are going to be listing as a Bitcoin future. So
I have a very
Because a lot
I have a very binary view on Bitcoin, right? It's highly manipulated.
Uh-huh.
Don't try to look into any news headlines or whatever,
Mhm.
right? Just buy it every week and set it aside.
So through the manipulation will work for maybe a week or 3 days, but eventually the market forces will force everybody to come in alignment. So Bitcoin, at least in the current scenario, Bitcoin is the mothership.
Right.
That means you only look at returns of altcoin against Bitcoin. And one of the stupidest mistake people make is that, you know, you could buy Bitcoin at $100 and you can buy an altcoin at $1. Bitcoin will go from 100 to 500 and the altcoin goes from $1 to 2. You've still made a loss, because if you're in Bitcoin, you have made 5x and the altcoin is probably giving you 2x. So, you know, effectively only judge the return on altcoins on back of Bitcoin swaps. Whether, you know, it's grown, whether you'll be able to buy more Bitcoin or less Bitcoin with that altcoin.
And also, I think the degree of risk is lesser on Bitcoin rather than on an altcoin, you know, considering the market cap. We're talking about billions and that compared to millions. Do you see Indian ICOs submitting how capable and competition we are going to the rest of the world?
We haven't really had any great ICO coming out of India as yet.
Is Nucleus Vision Indian ICO?
It's driven by the Indian leadership. I mean, a couple of guys from India.
But is it being coded here?
I don't think so.
Or no? It's in
The
Singapore?
problem is we haven't had any tech-based ICO in India. We have a lot of scam-based ICOs in India with
Yeah.
shit coins. You know,
Lot
people
of
just
shitcoins.
you know, replicating Bitcoin blockchain and just creating some kind of maybe I can create a Vishal coin. And you just start selling, but you haven't really had any innovative coin coming out of India as yet.
So I think over the last 2 years, there have been scammers who actually who took bitcoins in the form of offering some fixed return. Now I see a lot of ICOs now because they have changed the rule of.
See, I don't understand what people do, because they essentially want returns on investment on cryptocurrency, but they still want a basic minimum security or guarantee. You know, that's a stupid way of investing. So either you have conviction in your investment or either you don't. You know, you
Yes.
can't safeguard your own investment.
Yes. I mean, anytime you do any of these coins, huge risk, right?
Correct. Okay, Ramesh, can you ask your question once again if you have skipped your question? Suggest some altcoins to hold for 6 months.
No advice. I can't.
We don't offer any investment advice, because then
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, every investment should be based on your own research.
Buy Bitcoin.
You trust no one in crypto, as simple as that.
In investments in general in life. So
Right.
what we can give you is basic principles and guidelines that things you want to study while making investment, but we can't make that decision for you.
Yeah.
What is South Korea? Oh, what's the question?
What is the South Korea saying on crypto?
Guys, your thoughts on Bitcoin Cash? Tirithira Sharma.
I like Bitcoin Cash because it was free money. I like it. I
Yeah.
can't say anything bad about something that gave me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a free Bitcoin, so why not? Hold
Why
it.
not? Why not? Yes, Kumar, buy Bitcoin is investment advice. I'm very comfortable giving that. Snehil, Ripple. I don't have any opinion on Ripple other than I do not like it. It's
Yeah.
centralized and it's the enemy's
Please
coin.
don't ask Ripple questions here, because essentially, at least in this part of the group, nobody likes Ripple.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it turns into a $10 coin in future. It's still irrelevant to my existence.
Yeah, Nucleus Vision, Andy Raman.
No, Dinakar, I don't see anything, look, is there a threat to Bitcoin now? No. Is there any chance of Bitcoin getting unseated as the number one coin now?
Yes.
No.
Not now, but in future,
Possible in
yeah.
the future? Yes. Is it going to be Bitcoin forever? I don't know the answer to that. But right now, Bitcoin is the mother coin.
Yeah.
And my investment thesis is there's nothing better than it.
So Deep is asking when will the market go up, as there is a lot of South Korea news which says market will crush further. But South Korea also just came out with some regulations. So
They haven't come up with regulations. They're working on regulations.
Okay.
And the news that came into the market, which was fake news, that they banned.
Yeah.
So that was fake news that drove the prices down for no rhyme or reason. I don't know where he's been reading his news, South Korea news, which says market will crash. I don't know where is he reading this crash news, and it's crash, not crush.
That's all FUD. Who cares? Hey, Lifebugs, Lightning Network is being tested right now. They don't recommend you use it, but it's being tested right now in a big way. I don't like Cardano, so I won't talk about it. Raja holding always.
I've got absolutely no obligation to make Ripple owners happy.
Yes. In fact, we have the anti-obligation. We have the obligation to make them unhappy. EOS, Laster, yes. EOS is an alternative to Ethereum.
EOS is great. When can Bitcoin be accepted in Mumbai?
I'm sure there's some retailers accepting it somewhere.
Bangalore, it's there because Uno Coin actually they worked.
They work very well. Yeah, I think Uno Coin has done a lot of good groundwork, at least on the adoption side.
And I hear a lot of positive about Uno Coin. So Guy Simpson said, don't make that Ripple guy rich. When we will be going to see Lakshmi Coin?
Probably you should talk to the Lakshmi Coin team. How do we?
I think that's a great name. I'd like to buy it from them. Do it ourselves.
You don't even know what the coin does. So
just for the domain.
So
not the coin. I don't want anything to do with the team or the coin. I just want that name.
Yeah, Lakshmi Coin.
You can't be saying such things, Amit, because you're not going to buy a coin just because it sounds nice.
No, but
unless they have some real thesis to back up what they're trying to achieve with it, you're not going to. You're not going to. Definitely don't buy coins because you like the name.
That's what I mean. People are branding it such a way that people like it and they buy it.
I mean, you might create a coin which says, "I'll make you rich quick." Coin.
Rich quick coin. Rich quick coin. Yeah.
Don't buy into it. Don't make you rich quick. Probably make you poor very quick.
I don't know anything about DOS Coin, Sam.
ETH Horse Moon.
Bombay. So.
Tron name coin. Okay. Anyway, we'll take maybe 2-3 more questions.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah. So we'll take more 2-3 questions and we will end this live. Thank you so much everyone for joining, by the way.
Thanks a lot, guys. I mean,
it was pleasure and
listening to your queries and assumptions.
Parveen, I like OMG Coin. I know the team. They're doing very good on the ground work in Thailand. I've never used the bot Nirav, so I have no opinion on bots. I do like Tron Project. I like Tron Project a lot, especially at this price.
Bridge Coin, we haven't heard of. Shiv, your take on ADA? I think so. The only reason I like ADA is because Charles Hoskin, who was also in the team of Ethereum. So, I mean, let's see, that should do it. I mean, there are a lot of promises right now, but no execution. So we still have to wait.
Guys, understand and appreciate one fact: all of the cryptocurrency industry is work in progress. We haven't established anything as authority in the space. So every project is still work in progress. So when you do make these investments, take it with a pinch of salt and don't over expect.
Okay, so maybe we will take the last question. I'd like to know if there is any regulation in future for the crypto miners in India.
There will never be any regulations for crypto miners because mining itself is just you installing computer.
Correct. It's like data processing. So,
and if crypto mining itself does not require any regulation in any part of the world.
37 people watching. Okay, so yeah, I'll put the links. I can put the links right away.
Arvind, my name is Amit Nirganarthi.
And I'm Vishal Gupta.
You can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. He's putting the links now.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much, Vishal, for taking time out. So Amit. Thank you so much, Amit, for.
Hey guys, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. See you guys, and I hope you got value, and we'll be doing more maybe in the future. Thank you so much.
Your battery was running low too.
I know.